Okay, we're down to the last part where we are dragging over the white feathers. Oops. And I evidently forgot to deselect before I drug it over. Let me deselect. And I'm going to zoom out to make sure that I cover, that's not what I meant, cover all of it. You do need to be careful, like what I just did, how I accidentally selected this and moved it. Don't do that. It'll mess you up. All right, so obviously he needs his rump covered in feathers. So I'm going to put that there, drag it down, select, select there, delete. Okay, I'm going to merge. He should have feathers up here on his head. So I'm going to drag that in, resize, select the feathers up here. I probably have to zoom in a little bit. Delete, deselect, merge. We're going to use it 2 more times because we need his hands, and they should look kind of different. So I'm actually, as I resize this one, I am going to, also rotate it just so that the feathers are going at a different angle. Put it under. And actually, I'll duplicate that layer so that I have that ready for this hand as well. And let me rotate a little bit. There. So I'm going to hide that one real quick. Go back here. I'm going to select the hand, the fingers, delete. Merge the bottom 2. Then I can hide that or show that top one, move it down. Select the hand and that little thumb. Delete, merge down. And I believe all that's left, is to color in the parts. So what I want is to select the hat. Now the hat should be pretty much the same blue that's in his sweater, but I don't want it to actually look like the sweater. So I'm going to use the eyedropper first. And I'm going to select a blue. There it is. Then I can drop it up there. For his beak, it needs to be kind of orange, orangey yellow. Might need to move that up a little bit. There, that looks about right. I'm going to select here, here, and fill the beak. His bow tie is red, and I'm actually going to go ahead and sample red from the parrot's head. And there are various shades in there, so make sure you get something that's red. You might have to, I might have to go up and sample it from somewhere myself. There we go. And I can fill. Then we have the stripes on his shirt up here at the neck and around each wrist. And these are yellow. Now, since I have those 3 selected, if I uncheck contiguous, it fills in all three at the same time, which is pretty snazzy. So I deselect, use the magic wand again, and I'm going to select both of his feet and legs. And this should be the same color as his beak. So I'm going to sample that and then fill. I still have contiguous unchecked. So notice how I'm able to do both at the same time. Okay. I am going to do the parrot's feet next. And they probably are actually not far off of that color, but I don't want to reuse it quite the same. So I'm going to make them a little bit more orange. And select the feet or the toes and fill with that. That looks better. The sails on the boat, just the sails. I'll let you choose the color that you're going to give to those sails. I'm going to choose, there's no green in there. I'm going to choose a nice bright green. I don't know that that's a good color for the sails, but that's what I am going to put. Oops, I missed a piece up there. Let me add to that. Because I'm not selecting inverse, it's okay that I add to it later. There we go. Deselect. Now I'm going to select the windows on the boat. I'm going to color these black. Okay. I am also going to select the beak. I'm not selecting the inside here because that's kind of his tongue, which we'll get in a minute. I'm selecting the beak. And I'm going to do this a little differently. I'm going to create a new layer for this because on this layer, I'm actually going to paint his beak black, but I don't want it to be solid black. I want it to be kind of opaque. So I'm going to tone it down. I'm going to start at 60. That's where I want it, right there. 60%. Then the closed eye, then I can merge those. Then I can go to his eyeball. And on this one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to create a new layer. I probably could have used the last one. It's also going to be black, but I don't want it to be quite that dark, so I'm going to change the opacity in the layers. This one to about 75. Deselect and merge. I am going to paint the tongue red. Select, fill. Let me zoom out and check what I got. Okay, I am missing two things. I forgot to get his neck with the feathers. So let me zoom back in on Donald. If I go to File, Open Recent, White Feathers, and if I do the Arrange to up vertical, I can move that on, resize it, and select, delete, merge. Let me close this. And oh, I forgot that flag up there. So let me select that flag. I'm going to sample that green because I want it to be the same color. Where's my paint bucket? There it is. Fill. And then all we have left is the cloud. And I want to sample a color, kind of a gray color from the cloud that's already there. And select it. Fill. And I believe that we have it. Oh, I have to step back. I obviously did not select. Deselect. Okay, now I can select. Since I still have the cloud, I'm going to go ahead and do that one. Paint. Deselect. Now I can sample the green again and select that little flag and fill it, and we are good to go. So what I'd like you to do right now, there's a type tool right down here, or the text tool, and choose a font here called Arial. A-R-I-A-L, bold. We want to make it black, and let me see, put in your full name, comma, period, number, and today's date. And that probably needs to be bigger than 20 point. There. So somewhere around 40 point. It should be at the bottom right of your page. Let's save this. Let's save it as a JPEG to go on your Canvas portfolio. And then you can move to the next step.